So the MxBGP have sadly come to an end, but they saved the best for last definitely, because I thought this was by far the best track of the whole season, and I think part of that is due to it being a sand track, and I just really like sand tracks, like just jumping around over bumps and stuff like that, just focusing on your lines, and yeah, just having berms that just hold it really well, that you can just go full throttle in. It's just really fun. I know there's a lot of people that really hate sand tracks in this game, but I think it's really fun, and you definitely have to be creative with your lines and just like keep momentum around everywhere. Like that's the key to sand tracks. But yeah, I started off with a really good start, like top 10, I'm pretty sure, and my goal was just to just go and race forward. Like I usually struggled with like the first few laps. Like my pace was not been good in the first few laps, all the other rounds. So that was something I really wanted to improve on, and something I think I really did really well this race. And I kind of knew what lines I wanted to do, and I did this outside, which I got to work really well later on in the Moto. As you can see, Froxy just like he's flying past me. That's because he's really good and I'm not. But yeah, I felt really good this whole race, like both motos, and I think partly of that is due to me being really comfortable on the track and really enjoying the track. Like some of the tracks have not been like suiting my style the best, but I've done recently well, like top 20 most rounds, like just around the top 20s. I usually like done well due to consistency, I just crashed, but yeah, but consistency have mainly been like the reason why I've done so well, or not so well, but like top 20 in previous races. But I felt like I really had a really good pace this race. So yeah, I'll just check in like when something interesting happens, and you can just enjoy some of the race without my annoying voice. So it's about halfway through the Moto now, and I'm currently in 8th, and that's really good. I'm usually like in like 20 something, like barely around top 20. But I was just able to go my pace, just keep like going and looking forward, like racing forward and not behind me. And that's something I struggle with as well. Like when there's people behind me, I usually start to like get nervous and stuff like that. And some argue like, oh, it's just a game, like doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, if you're racing, you want to win, you're gonna get nervous either way if it's a race or not, or like a game. But yeah, I was really just comfortable as I crash, so I felt comfortable like riding ahead of me instead of worrying like that people are going to pass me. Yeah, so as you can see, the road starting to come into play just a little bit. Like this, the outside in the first corner starting to get really rough. Trying to go around Shell here, and this was something I thought I was doing really well. Like usually I just go with my line, just kind of going a little slower pace. But this race I really felt like I could take other lines and be aggressive when I tried to pass people. Like usually in normal races I would just try to hang with the person in front of me and just make a mistake. But this race I was really comfortable that I could like really just hang with them and make a pass. Like I was confident that I was able to make a pass if I was riding really well. And I end up making a really aggressive move here, jumping into his lines. And I don't really know if I took him down or something. I hope I don't. That was not my intention, but yeah. Definitely not something I would have done on other tracks, but I usually just let the other person just like go in front of me, just because I'm not that comfortable. But I think that pass just really shows that I really like this track. And moving on to the last lap, and as you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit tired doing some really bad lines, like kind of losing my flow a little bit. But I've been really focusing for 30 minutes straight, or whatever, how long the Motus is. Um, so yeah, I was really tired, and I think it shows, like just that mistake right there as well. But I feel like I was still running a okay pace at least. Like I really want to hang with these people in front of me. Like you never know if they crash or something, or maybe they have cuts. So it's always worth like trying to hang with people on the last lap. Like even though you don't think that you are going to pass them. And right here I'm getting lapped by the first place. Sadly, it was the second to last lap, but since I got passed and lapped by the person in first, it was the last lap, and sadly I went down there as well. I thought I was just going to be able to do my normal line, just cut to the left, since he has crashed on the right side, but yeah, he cut over. But yeah, just a racing incident. I should have moved to the left, like kind of saw that coming, but yeah. In the end though, it didn't really matter since I got them on cuts either way, and I end up 9th. So moving on to Moto 2, my goal was just to run the same consistent good pace as in Moto 1. Just try to get a good start, which I actually managed to do. As you can see, I don't get the best jump, so I just kind of stay back a little bit and just let people like figure their things out, just crash all around. Yeah, like if you don't have the whole shot, it's most of the time just best to just hold back a little bit and let people crash, and try not to get like involved in all the crashing. And yeah, felt I had a really good pace first few laps as well, this Moto, which again is something that I struggle with like every other round. I usually go a little bit safe or like crash the first few laps, but I held it together really well. I did a mistake right there, but yeah, I hold it together really well the first lap in both motos. Just kind of checking up a little bit there, don't want to get into like a crash or something. Just let him like do his thing. And yeah, still running the same lines as usual. Just see there, I was a little bit aggressive. Like not that I hit him or something, but just like that I made a pass. And normally I wouldn't probably not be comfortable enough to go for that pass. I feel like I usually just hang around, and I'm a little bit afraid to pass people. But I felt like I did that really good this moto by just actually passing people, as I get a weird kick there. And some people get around me, but yeah, I still hang with them. And yeah, luckily I did not get caught by Jam there. Not really sure what happened to him, but probably some pupils of physics. Yeah, and decided to switch to the inside here because the outside was really, really bad with a road. Like you could still take it, but you was just really slow and was kicking a little bit. But that's what I think was really good about this track. Like the road didn't get that bad that you couldn't drive in the road, but it definitely slowed you down a lot if you drove in the road. But there were definitely like alternative lines that you like were viable, like that wasn't too slow that you couldn't take them. So yeah, I think that's something this track done really well as you being able to like move around freely, like all the straights you can kind of move around from side to side, which really just opens up the racetrack to like more lines and people like finding new lines and just being creative and being able to race. Like some tracks was just very one line, so you couldn't really pass in some like spots. But I feel like you could pass people on like every single corner, and I did find this really nice like line on the outside here. Just in the beginning, just avoiding the rough all the way to the edge. Like just small things like that just really can make a difference. Especially in Moto 2, like just staying consistent as I get a weird kick and just yeah, I get pibosoed right there. So yeah, definitely lost some position right here. So yeah, coming into the last lap, um, I have been fuck. So coming into the last lap, you can see that a road is getting really rough, but not to the point where like it kind of kicks you all the way everywhere. It was a very reasonable amount of a road where it slowed you down, but it didn't really have any weird physics. And I did not really get a good flow through this first corner, like all Moto, and I actually did fucking fuck off, and I've managed to figure it out like the last few laps, which was a little bit too late, but yeah. I have just been running behind Söderberg, just a few seconds behind him, and it was kind of, I was maybe a half a straight behind him, and he was pulling away some section, and I was catching up in another section, and just back and forward like that. Like he made a mistake and I made a mistake, so it was enjoyable, even though we weren't that close, but we were running a really good pace. Like I'm in 12th right now, so he's in the 11th. So like that's not bad, I would say. Like even though there are some top pros that aren't racing this race, I mean, top 10 is still pretty good. Like there are some crazy fast people in this game, and I'm just working this outside the whole race. Found this really good line to jump on the kind of not rut, but the kind of thing sticking up. Just get a little bit more air. Just small things like that could save you like a few tenths. And yeah, really enjoyed this corner. Just getting front wheel above that bump. Going into this section, try to avoid the eroded part here. Going to the middle. you have to carry a lot of speed going into that corner so you don't like get the weird kicks and stuff like that. But yeah, ended up going 12th in this Moto 2 and going 9th overall, and definitely my best riding so far.